Hey there, how are you? I'm pretty sure you guys hear me and all that good stuff. We're gonna get right on to it, alright? Okay, we're gonna paint a rock, alright? And basically with this lesson, we're just gonna go into the details of coloring or painting and different type of layers to achieve that look, whether you use palette knife or a brush, you know. We got a double glued landscape watercolor paper today. All right, okay. Then we're gonna get right onto it. We got the eggshell white, which is what I prepped this paper with. It's still a little damp, but it's all right. Cobalt blue, black, and yellow. We're gonna put some grass in there, you know, but it'd be a giant rock. The main subject is gonna be the rock. All right, okay. We do the typical type of sky that you normally see me do. All right. So we're gonna see if we can go through this without any mishaps this afternoon. Okay. Let me do something real quick here. All right, so here we go. Once again with vegetable glycerin, a little dab will do you. I won't go all the way down with it because it won't be needed. I do the glycerin for the clouds because it's just easier to achieve. And that should be enough. More than enough, actually. I'm gonna wipe some of that off. Once again, we don't need too much. I have a towel on my lap, so it's just easier for me to There we go. Wipe a bit of that off of there. Okay. Let's dip into a little cobalt blue. Touch of white in it. We're going to come up top. Very simple kind of X strokes. Now, I need to tell you that the paint lays on top of the glycerin. So if you have a little too much on it, it'll start to bubble on you a little bit. Okay. And that's all right, because we can clean it up and fade it and do what we need to do. So don't worry about anything like that. I'm only going to go down partly, and we'll get the streaks and stuff out of that. And as you can see, the glycerin is very reflective. I'm just going to create a nice little fade of lighter blue going up into the darker blue. Okay. I'll take a softer brush and clean up some of that. So it doesn't have to be spectacular when the main subject is the actual rock itself. I'm going to take a 2-inch Hake brush, all right, and I will just softly blend this. You don't add too much pressure. I'm going to come in between here and soften some of that brighter color. Now with glycerin, as it dries, it spreads out. So the streaks will go away regardless. I'm not really too concerned about the bottom because it's going to be covered with grass or whatnot. So and just be careful with a Hake brush. Don't rub too hard. Like I say, don't try to force the streaks to go away. They'll go away on their own. Okay. This is fine. What we got there. I'm gonna rinse off my brush. Gotta rinse it off almost immediately. You want to get the paint off that brush. It air dries very fast. Don't worry about that either. Just put it away. All right. We're gonna get on to maybe throwing some clouds in there. Now this type of paint, the eggshell color, it's not as thick as oh, that wasn't nice. It's not as thick as titanium white. I just christened my camera with the white paint. And that happens from time to time. I'll just take my brush and wave just willy-nilly, get some patterns going here. Stuff like that. Just pop it in there. Once again, the glycerin is very reflective. Let's take a nice little mop brush here, and we're going to go in very light circular motions. I'll fade the bottom into the brighter color here. And then I'll wisp some designs and different patterns here. Very light, very, very light. And whatever you don't like in your initial first layering of paint, you can always kind of blend it and cover it a little bit. The more you get accustomed to using this type of medium, the more comfortable you get with it, and you can do more with it. Okay, up to you. Like I say, this is not really the focal point of the painting. It's just giving a little background, that's all. That's about it. Clean off my brush. Now what you don't see on my palette is green. We're gonna make our own green. Let's get a smaller brush. We'll use a brush I don't normally use too much of, if I can find it here. I'm pretty sure I got it somewhere. I don't want to use that one. There it is. I'll use this little guy. We'll use this one. You see this little cheap, ratty little window trim brush. Okay, we're gonna go into our little black. We'll put it right here by this blue, and we're gonna take some yellow and put it right into that black, which is gonna give us a very olive green. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty dark. That's fine. Put a little more yellow in it. Okay, and we're gonna just, we'll put it right about here. Just like that. And we're gonna pat it just like you see. Now we're gonna build up on this grass. I'll turn the brush around. The reason why I'm tapping it like this is because of the pattern. So a little bit of texture in it, okay? And that's all, just texture. And we're gonna build up the grass like I'm gonna build up the rock. So we're gonna start with our general colors. And just keep going at it. Get some more of that paint there. Just fill it in. Now down below here, we don't have much glycerin at all. Actually, we don't have any. Up top here, we do have a little glycerin. And that's okay. Okay. All right. Let's take a little touch of white, a little touch of that yellow, put it in there. And you can see how light the green gets. Okay. And we're just gonna take this color and very lightly pop in some nice little light patches here and there. Whatever type of brush that you use will give you that type of grass that you might be looking for. Just getting some more. Now I'm using thick paint on top of thick paint. I don't want to necessarily get rid of all the super dark stuff, and we're not. We're gonna go a little bit brighter with this so we can show some individual grasses and such. So I'm gonna go a touch lighter. Just lighten it up, going all into this white paint here. I'm gonna get a slight touch of water, loosen up the paint. And I'm gonna use the tip of this brush. Get some individual stripes, blades. See, I'm gonna go up a little bit. Just little taps here and there. Liven it up at the top a little bit. We'll get some up in here. Just little patches. When you get some in a grouping, you spread it out a little bit. I'm gonna turn my brush around. Get some more. It's just a push. Pop some down here. Come down over here. Now I'm gonna paint this as if the grass is the only thing I'm doing. Okay. You see I'm not going too far toward the bottom. Won't be necessary at this point. Clean off the brush. Put this guy back. I think I'm gonna use a slight touch of red. I'll put some cute little flowery things in there. I don't need too much red, just a little dab of do me. Okay. I'm gonna get the Hog's Hair fan brush. And since I ran out of white, we're gonna scrape some of this away here. I might use this, so I don't want to throw it away. So we'll put it right about there. I think we can salvage that little bit right there, okay? Let's do this one more time. Okay. Let's put some more white in there, shall we? A little touch of white there. I don't necessarily think we need to have this light on. There we go. I will put the focus on it. Okay, so that kills that light. It's still pretty lit up in here, so I don't think we need that. There we go. All right, we got our focus back. Okay, let's take a little bit of white. We'll put it here, a little touch of red. Pop it in there like that. Let's get some water. We'll water it up a little bit. That should be enough for it to show. And I'm gonna get pretty close, and we'll splatter around some cute red things in there. I don't want to bring it too close to the top. So we got some lively little red things in here, just to add a little variety. Okay, but you see a little bit of it in there. Clean off the brush real quick. And while I'm thinking about it, let's get a touch of white. We'll put it over here. Get some of this green. I'll brighten it up like that. Get some water. Get it to an inky consistency. We'll put some long grasses in there you do these in groupings also. Once again, we're gonna still concentrate on that rock, but at least get the grass a little more realistic here. We'll throw in some long grass in there. Keep your brush a little more horizontal to the page. And the closer you get, the taller they'll tend to get. Okay. You do a few of them at a time. You want to maintain some of that brightness there. And they get smaller as you go a little bit away from the main patch. Okay, we'll throw in some in here. And then they slowly get smaller at the edges. I'm putting a few over here on one side on purpose because the rock is going to be over here. Very small ones in here. We'll just really just lightly pop them in there. Okay. Let's go down a little bit below. Let's throw some taller ones in there. Have them go in different directions, crisscross each other. Okay. We'll put a few here where the red isn't that strong. We'll put a few in here like this. Okay. Tall one, and spread them out a little bit. Taller in the middle, if you can. Just like that. All right, so we got our little tall grass going there. I'm debating whether I should put a lonely piece of a tree in there. And if I do, it will probably be beyond the grass here. So let's put a tree in that's a little far away. I'll take a 3/4 inch brush. Let's go with this tiny dot of blue there, a lot of white. All right. And we'll throw some kind of a tree in there, a little far away, somewhere around in here. And we'll spread him out there, but he's out there in the distance. A little touch of blue and white is all we need, just to have the tree be represented to be a little ways away. So we'll keep it pretty much almost a sky color. All right. All right. And then we'll throw a quick branch in there like this. You just want the representation of something here. Okay. Nothing particularly unusual or whatever, other than the tree is a little further away than normal. It's like that. Now I'm messing around with, I have the glycerin here, so you have to adjust to it. still keep somewhat of a tree shape there. Something like that. And it's all right if you got some little white in there. It helps you follow the tree line. Something like that. All right. Could I put another one in there? Probably. Probably. And we'll have the light source come here. Like that. Okay. I don't really have to add anything else more than what you see there. Once again, the focus is really a rock. All right. Okay. Let's clean some of this away. We don't need this now. We pretty much did what we wanted to do as far as the grass in the faraway tree, because our subject once again is a rock. Simple little rock. Let's wipe this away. All right. I can more than likely use this very same brush, and we're gonna take black, put it right here, and maybe a little touch of that blue in that black. It's a little blue-black mix. And we're gonna sketch ourselves a nice rock. We're gonna put the rock right about here. And then we're gonna come here, add some more things to it. Like this. We'll stop it around there. And we'll probably put it right in there like that. And you just block it in. Now remember, up top here, we got that glycerin going on. Okay. You just block it all in. You're really strong with the glycerin here, which is why it's a little bit light, but that's all right. All right, we're just right now filling out. Just fill out the rock. I'm not worried about texture or anything right now. I'm just blocking this guy right in. And since our subject is the rock, we're gonna really work on this guy. So a little more detail in this fella. So even though it's a rock and its main focus, you have to at least make this guy a little interesting, something kind of pleasant to look at, even though it's a rock. All right. Okay. I'm gonna let that tack up a wee bit. We'll come over here. I'll probably save some of this. We're gonna need it to lighten up the rock. And I'll probably touch up a little more blue in this. Just like that. Put it right there. Okay. This is our, more or less, our main color. All right. Or it's our ground color, our base color for Mr. Rock here. All right. And you're going to think about different planes. We already know our light source is going to come from the left for this. All right. So we're going to touch up, get a little bit of white, a little bit of this blue black, put it in there. I don't want it too blue. Let's gray it up a little bit. So there we go. I'll use this brush. We're going to brush some gentle shading of the rock, and consider where your light source is. Even though this is pretty much going to be our main color for the rock, anything past this will be subtle highlights. Okay, and you know your rock has certain planes to it, and I'm using pretty much the side of the brush to start to kind of flesh this out a little bit, particularly around the where it's going to be lit, and you can gather up different planes on it. I think it's appearing a little bit too dark for you guys. We'll lighten it up. And I'm doing this with a brush on purpose. And we're going to start building up our light sources a bit. I'm using the side of the brush because it will give us that textured, rough look. The paint's still a wee bit wet, which will loan itself to some very nice blending. You're not really looking for super highlights as of right now. Right now you're just shading the rock. See where your main light source will be. So you know you only got a short amount of time. Okay. I'm just wiping off the brush, touch up a little more white. It's a slow building process. Pop it in there. Since you know you only got a short window, that means you're going to be a little more somewhat exact, more or less, of where you want to add this. Don't worry about over blending as of right now. Don't be worried about that. Okay. Keep some of that dark in there. You need that to convey roundness. All right. All right. Let it tack up a little bit. I'm just looking around, make sure everything's somewhat okay. All right. Even with the tree back here, I don't really want much happening back here to take away from the rock itself. I still feel that I can probably get away with a smaller tree back there, and I'll do while this tacks up. So we'll concentrate on that. We're going to get a round brush. Okay. We're going to go into a little bit of blue once again. We'll put it here. Pop some white in there. just like this. All right, and we're gonna sketch in a baby tree, something a little further back. We'll put it right out here somewhere. Okay, and we'll have them stick out there like so. I'm going to use some of this glycerin to work with us. All right. So, and we'll kind of go up with it. We're going to touch up a little more blue so we can at least give a somewhat of a shaded side. I remember you're battling with a little bit of there we go. Battling with a little bit of that glycerin. And the glycerin is very movable, so you can add your little effects and whatnot to it. Come out here. It's like that. And I'll probably put a little something on the side there. Some slight shading on some of the branches so they can be seen a little bit. You just want little trails of dark line there. Nothing really super special. Even in here I can add a little bit of shading there just to relay the dark and the light side a little bit. Just a little. Once again, this is not really the focus, but still add a little bit of texture. And it's still around the same color as the sky, so that you know that it's a little further away. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. Let's go back to Mr. Rock. Hey, how are you? Cultivated, trusted cultivator. How are you? I don't know if the notifications really went out or whatever, or the time of day, but it's all good. They can catch this on the replay. And all I'm doing really, the main focus is a rock. I'm just showing how to paint a rock, the different layers involved in painting a rock. So the rock is mainly the focus, not the grass. Excuse me, not the grass or the clouds. Just Mr. Rock there. Okay. All right. We're going to go back to our rock, and we're using a paintbrush for this, which is why it's got its texture because I'm making it so, but there's a smoothness to this, so it's not really super jagged or anything. I prefer to use a filbert, and maybe we'll get to that maybe. But we're going with lighter and lighter versions of gray. Okay. And we're going to concentrate more and more on the lit side there. And so I'm choosing bits of this guy to highlight. I always tended to run out of paint, and I would rather do it this way, to run out of paint a little at a time than to have too much paint and have to throw it away. So basically what I'm doing here. And it's just lighter versions of gray, basically. We're gonna come here, tap and to make it look like a rock. So we're going to pick and choose our high points, our low points. Our light source is really coming from the right. Okay. Some people might get a little discouraged because their rock doesn't turn out right, but you got to keep going. Keep working with it. And just know where your bright source is coming from. Okay, we're going to come out here, get a little refracted light right up in here. Okay, and don't really make your rock super smooth if that's not the look you're looking for. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to make sure I don't get rid of, there we go. You don't want to get rid of your super darks. You don't want that. You really don't want that to happen. Okay. All right. We got a nice little edge here. I'll just tap on some white or gray. Right on the edge here. Because once again, I want to show off the fact that you got that light side there. Okay. Right about here. Pop an edge in there. We have it kind of come around the corner. Okay. I don't need to add much more there. We're going to get some refracted light going on. So we're going to let this tack up a bit. So I'll go into, we got some blue black here. I'm going to just add more blue to it. Okay. And we're going to come out here with this bluish black. And we're going to add some refracted light in there. And you're going to handle it the same way you did the lit side. It's just you're going to accentuate the dark. Okay, come on in here, pat some of that love in there like this, and this helps you bring out the light side even more. Now I'm accustomed to doing this, and I can see it in my mind's eye how far I should go or could go. And remember, acrylic paint gets darker as it dries. So if something seems a little too light or too vibrant, give it a second or two. Let it dry. Let it dry. Now I'll pop on the light because it shouldn't be so abrupt and shiny now. That's why I have the light off, and it seems a little dark if the glycerin's a little. It was a little deep. Once again, I'm not totally getting rid of the underlying color. You're going to use this darker color to bring out the opposites, the other side of the rock. Okay, and it kind of fades into the light gray. Okay. All right, we'll pop on the side light because I think some of that glare should go bye-bye now. Let's give it a shot. Nope, still there, that glare. Wish I can give you guys something to kind of help you see that. But you'll see it after the, and as I put on the other light, I can experiment with that too. Let's get rid of this, fade that in there. Okay, all right, we're gonna go to the harder stuff here. Pure, we're gonna get pure white for the shine. Let me try one more little trick here. Since that light isn't working very well, we'll try the other light. It's a little softer, but I have to get up to turn it on. Yeah, it's a lot better. A lot better. Okay. What I'm going to do is use a slightly smaller brush. I'm probably go to my Filbert. Once again, it's kind of my brush of choice when it comes to rocks and such. We're going to go to titanium white. The brighter the color, the less of it you really need, because you're just doing extreme highlights. And I'm going to touch. And what I'm going to do is just blend out the bottom edge. And here you can pick and choose what you really want highlighted. And now you're working with smaller micro areas. The edge will always be the brightest. Okay. And then you can tap and fade it to wherever you feel you want it. But you want the bright stuff to kind of have an impact. Right up around in here. Accentuate that edge. We got like a little plane here. Right in here. The light's really hitting right about there. Okay, give it a little trail or something there. Once again, don't use too much. Don't use too much. It's kind of hard not to do that. But you will learn your restraint. I promise you will. You'll learn it. Okay. I don't want to make the rock ultra smooth, so we'll keep some. Got our refracted light there. A little bit of refracted light, a little bit of very stark, bright white. You'll slowly know how far to go with it. Excuse my coughing. Post-nasal drip, the more I cough, or the more I talk, the more I cough. It happens at certain times of the day. Like that. That's a good little bit of light coming around the other rock there. All right. I'm looking to where I could sneak in some more bright white. Probably right around here. There we go. And we'll bring it out here a little bit and we'll just fade it out. A little bit of a line there. Okay. A little more direct light right here on his side, right in here. Once again, show a little bit of that brightness. Okay. Somewhere running. I'm still looking. I can pat in some stuff that I might think is a little too harsh, and I just take it and just tap it. Like I say, every time you do something like this, especially with a brush, there's a smoothness to your rock. There's nothing wrong with that at all, depending on the type of rock you want to paint. Okay, and once again, you go a little extra when it's the main focus. All right, okay. Let's take a small fan brush. I'll just take this little guy right here. It's not really a fan brush, but we're gonna tone in some darker grass. Get a little bit of blue in there. Slight black. It's really just a shadow. A little bit of shade there. We'll pop in some of this. Particularly down here, we'll get a little bit of don't want to overpower it, but just a little bit of depth in there. I'm going to go back to my script liner here. I need a little bit of yellow. We're almost done. We're almost done here. A little bit of water, a little green, a little yellow, touch of white there, a little bit of blue, put it in there, nice bright green. All right. All right, we'll come here, we'll throw some taller grasses in there, put it in front of the rock. Okay. We'll get some. We'll slow the strokes down a little bit. come out here. All right. All right. Okay. And we'll bring some past the rock there. Okay. Oh, we'll put some more here so we don't have any weird, awkward gaps. And it breaks up some of that black or that blue black. And it's a different color. So you got all sorts of things happening here. Well, kind of. I won't go too much further into the rock than that, because I still want the rock to pretty much, at least most of the rock, to be the biggest thing and the closest. So we'll keep it a little much like that. We'll get some slower grasses here. A little slower, a little thicker, a little taller, like this. All right. All right. Not the most complicated painting in the world. A little more detailed once again with the rock. I like it. I think that'll do. And it's just a study on how to paint a rock. The trees and the clouds, that's just there for perspective and effect. All right. Well, even on this, even though it's just a practice thing, I will sign it regardless. Even though not too many people are here, it's all right. I'm pretty sure they'll catch it and let me know what they think of it. If you got a comment, let me know. All right, I think we're good here. I hope the video is coming out okay. We'll see. All right, I think we're good here. I don't have to put a frame to it or anything. I mean, it's just, once again, a practice piece. All right, the rock was the main focus. We got our grasses in there and texture. We got our trees, which are further away. You can tell because one, it's behind our grass, and it's pretty much the same color as the sky, which brings it out there. I don't need to have anything closer to the rock, but the rock, because that's the main focus of it. Let's take it off of this. Let's spread this out. I think we should have a pretty good view of what she's looking like. There we go. All right, that's what she looks like. Pretty much true to the size. All right. Okay. I'll post it on my site as usual. Take a photo of it and everything. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching this. Not too many people are watching it live, but for those of you who are catching the replay, I appreciate you. And hopefully you can take this technique and add it to your mountains, add it to your rocks. And it's a brush, no palette knife, just brush. And we use the concept of dark, medium, and light. there. I always kind of like it without the tape. Got a nice little strong border there. I don't think I have anything else really to mention about it, other than maybe we'll do water next. Okay, but I appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, noon or evening, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.